Good evening and welcome back to my kitchen. And tonight we're going to learn how to cook in a real simple way, ButcherBox bottom round roast. The roast is a real inexpensive cut of meat that comes from the rear leg of the cow, and it is a little bit tough, so you want to find a way that's going to cook it and get it soft and yummy to eat. So we're going to pick the easiest way to do it. So let me show you what we need and we'll get started. This will be a real quick video because it truly is simple. All right, so first we actually have the beef. Can you see that? Nice, great. All right, and then we're going to have Montreal steak seasoning. And then we're going to have the pan that it goes in. So I have preheated the oven to 325. And now I am going to open the beef, put it in the pan, and I will show you as I sprinkle on the spices and it goes into the oven. See you in a minute. All right, so I buy my beef from ButcherBox because it is grass-fed and grass-finished and just absolutely fantastic. So now I have 2 pieces of meat. Each one of them is 2 1/4 pounds. We are going to cook this in the oven at 325, and I've been preheating the oven here as I got this open, and we're going to put it in for 25 minutes a pound, which you do the math, 2.25 pounds times 25 minutes comes to 56 minutes. So I'm just going to put it in for an hour and then I'm going to let it rest. So now I'm going to take my Montreal steak seasoning and I'm going to just cover the whole animal here, right? I'm gonna flip it over and make sure that I get all the different parts. Montreal steak seasoning is just fantastic on hamburgers and everything. ButcherBox you get through the mail, and I highly recommend it. And the cool thing about eating grass-fed, grass-finished, like I said the other day, you are what you ate. And they are happy cows, just one bad day when they became dinner, all right? So there we go. I have covered it, maybe a little bit more for good luck, right? And then always good to have a napkin around because you might get some blood somewhere, okay? And so now, very simply, we are going to put this in the oven, right? At 325. There you go, right on the top rack. It's kind of like in the middle of the oven. And we are going to set the timer here for 1 hour and start. And we will be back in an hour to pull it out and let it sit. Thanks. All right, it is an hour later and we are back. So let's turn off the buzzer and let's grab a couple hot pads and take our meat out and take a look at it. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Always stand back when you first open the door or you'll get blasted by the heat. Look at that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is simply put a piece of tin foil on top gently, and I am going to let it sit for 10 minutes and then we'll come back and we'll slice it open. Just wanna let the juices settle. Here, let's take another look at that. It's really pretty, look at that. So we have the 2 pieces and feels good. We've got some juice there that we could make a gravy out of if we wanted to. But the important thing is that all that juice is just spinning around as it just came out of the oven. So I'm gonna put a piece of tinfoil on it and I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay, so while we're waiting for the meat to stop cooking and then kind of calm down, and I have it covered with tinfoil just so it doesn't lose all of its heat. What are you gonna eat it with, right? Couple ideas. Might be baked potatoes. I love those, right? If you're not on full-on keto or you do like to eat some potatoes, great food. And if you're kind of new to cooking or you're afraid of, certain things that they're new to you, baked potatoes are real simple. Just you can take them and wash off the dirt that's on the outside, leave the skin on, take a fork, poke some holes in it, and throw it in your microwave for typically about 2 minutes, and then flip it over and you can cook a couple like this. And just keep putting it in for 1 or 2 minutes and then flipping them carefully because they will be really hot until they get squishy, like the mashed potatoes that you've eaten in the restaurant. That's it. I'm going to accompany this one with a salad. So I've got my my organic romaine lettuce, right? And I've got my organic little tomatoes I'm gonna throw in there. And I have organic onions that I already sliced up. I'll just sprinkle them on top. My wife likes olives. And then I'll also just put like 1 tablespoon of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil and some salt and pepper. And that's the salad. So just an idea, and we will be back to slice the meat in just a moment. Okay, now we are back for the unveiling. And so I take off the tin foil, which you can't see that, but everything is still kind of hot. So I gotta grab it very carefully. And now I'm just going to grab one of the pieces of meat, and you should be able to see this pretty well. And so I am going to cut it this way, but we'll cut right into the middle so we can see just how medium rare it would be. Now, if you wanted it more cooked than that, you would leave it in, say, for another 35 minutes a pound, and you can do the math there at a 2 1/4 pound. This one is a little bit rarer, so I am going to go ahead and slice those up and heat them perhaps under the broiler. The thinner one now will have cooked more all the way through. And look at that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And so now I will just slice up some pieces and start to feed the family. And that, my friends, is how you make a bottom round roast from ButcherBox. So enjoy, have a great night, and we'll check back. Please leave your comments if you try this. Let me know if there's other kinds of food that you'd like me to try out, and I will keep sending out the good stuff. So like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. Just a quick addition. The thicker of the two came out really rare, so I am going to stick it back in the oven where the oven is still hot, and then I'll check it back in a little bit and it'll be just fine. So that's it. And you can always put it back in, cook it for a little bit, or you can put it under a broiler for just a minute or two, and that'll finish it off and get it a little bit more well done. All right, enjoy, thanks.